Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now it's safe to say the wrestling world has gone absolutely mad at the moment and Vince McMahon must literally be licking his chops. He thinks Christmas has come early because the thought, and picture this, 2 months ago, the thought of Cody Rhodes, the former EVP of AEW, coming back to WWE. You'd have laughed that thought or that theory completely out the room. No chance it was ever going to happen. And I'm sure as soon as Bray Wyatt, back in July of last year, left WWE, you never even thought about the prospect of him returning at any point. We all thought he was going to head AEW bound or elsewhere. Since then, he hasn't shown up anywhere else. All we know is he's working on a Hollywood movie. Why are the two linked? Well, Cody Rhodes, first and foremost, looks almost a certainty to be returning to WWE. You've got Edge quoting Smoke and Mirrors, which is, of course, one of Cody Rhodes' old theme songs. And you had The Miz when he was teasing his tag team partner for WrestleMania, which, of course, we know is now Logan Paul, quoted Dashing, which, again, is a reference to the Dashing Cody Rhodes gimmick. And this is so exciting. Like, Cody Rhodes coming back is such a big deal. Like, it's a bigger deal than a lot of people are making out. It's massive. It's the first U-turn, if you like, from an AEW star going to WWE. Because all we've been hearing about for the last year or so, or even longer than that really, is the deflections from WWE superstars to AEW. So it's interesting to see it flip 180 the other way round. Now, yes, Cody Rhodes has probably gone for the Wonga. He's gone for the monetaries and been offered a bigger deal in WWE. And people are slating it. Many people are excited about it, but a lot of people slating it going, he's going to go back and get booked poorly because the last time he was booked in this Stardust gimmick, which is absolutely appalling. Now, do you not think that Cody Rhodes knows that? Cody Rhodes made a statement, left WWE, upset Triple H a little bit along the line, basically saying, sick of the creative booking of his character. Who was also not happy with the creative booking of his character. We'll get into that in a moment. Of course, Bray Wyatt left, felt like he was being made a mockery of and didn't want to just stay for the nostalgia of his dad and his dad's contributions and links, of course, to NXT. Went away and absolutely reinvented himself. Similar to Drew McIntyre. I mean, Drew McIntyre was actually fired. Came back stronger and then become a dominant champion in WWE, defeating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So there's no way that WWE and Vince McMahon, bearing in mind this is his arch rivals at the moment in AEW, he's going to book Cody Rhodes strong. Big money deal, suits Cody. Creative booking is going to be right on point for Cody Rhodes. And it's going to be interesting because they book him properly. He could be on the level, I'm not saying equal to, but certainly on the level of a Roman Reigns rivalry. And I would love to see that. It'd be fresh, exciting, and I've always thought Cody Rhodes had so much potential. A lot of his gimmicks I've really enjoyed. I like the Dashing Cody Rhodes gimmick. I liked it when he worked alongside Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase in the faction known as Legacy back in 2009. He always had that potential, and of course, dodgy booking. This time it's going to be different. And that's why we cannot ignore. And I get mocked a little bit on this channel sometimes when people go, give it a rest. He's never going to come back. Why would Bray Wyatt come back to WWE? If Cody Rhodes, a former rival, if you like, of WWE programming, is coming back, why can't Bray Wyatt come back? Bray Wyatt, as far as we know, had a disagreement with Vince McMahon in creative, expressed his concerns. We don't know that for 100%. That's all we've heard through the dirt sheets and everything. Same as Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had those issues with creative booking. Now, Bray Wyatt is not going to want to give up the Fiend gimmick, his baby, something he's put all his heart and soul into through a long time now. This is an idea for many years. Even teased the Fiend gimmick way back. He's not going to want to give that up. Also, WWE can pay the bucks. Money is not an issue, which is ironic because he was released in the first place due to budget cuts. Why would he not come back? If he's promised creative freedom, creative control, lots of money in the process. I personally don't see him fitting in AEW. I love AEW. I love it for the pro wrestling. I think there's some fantastic performers and characters within that product. I don't see Bray Wyatt fitting into that product. I don't see him going elsewhere. I only see WWE as his home, as almost a part-time player in major programming. You don't have to see the Fiend gimmick every single week, but a special showcase of a talent at big events. Doesn't need the title either. He really doesn't. We follow Bray Wyatt for his creative genius. And that is, again, if he has that freedom to do that, you don't need to back him into the title picture. And how big would it be for WWE to sign Cody Rhodes, which we deem to be happening very soon, but also re-sign Bray Wyatt? It would be massive. It would elevate WWE and give them that much needed star power in the men's roster. And also as well, it'll be a big kick in the teeth to AEW. Do I think it's going to hurt AEW moving forward and how they're going? No. We've seen a temporary drop-off in the ratings since Cody Rhodes' departure, but down the line they'll still be strong and they'll still put up a fight, that's for sure. And I'll still continue watching WWE and AEW, but you cannot rule off the possibility of Bray Wyatt returning to WWE at this point. Literally anything can happen. And what'd be interesting, and again to get your thoughts and opinions too, do you think more AEW superstars will eventually return back to WWE at some point? It's an interesting question and I'd be really interested to hear your opinions on it. But crazy times at the moment. This is definitely going to make WrestleMania much more exciting, and imagine not only Cody Rhodes returns at WrestleMania, but Bray Wyatt would to return at WrestleMania. We know Alexa Bliss isn't cured. She's going a little bit crazy. There was a flash up of the Sister Abigail or whatever version of Alexa Bliss it was at WrestleMania in her promo and her return to the ring before Elimination Chamber when she entered herself into that. WWE are not making you forget. There's still that link with the Fiend. And imagine that. Alexa Bliss, the Fiend, they tie up all those loose ends from WrestleMania 37. And Cody Rhodes back. Will others follow? Are there any new superstars coming in? I think it's going to be a big year in wrestling, a big year for WWE in 2022. And I can't wait to see what happens. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'd be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in another update video very, very soon. Take care, stay safe.